Welcome to my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to support further, click the heart icon below. Thank you. Let's get started.
Imagine. One morning in 2030, the world outside your window looks like something out of a sci-fi movie. Skyscrapers touch the sky and autonomous vehicles zip through the streets. The air is filled with the hum of drones delivering packages, and digital billboards flash the latest news and advertisements. You wake up as usual. Your eyes are still heavy, but your hand instinctively reaches for your phone. It's a routine you've done 1,000 times, almost like muscle memory. The device lights up, casting a soft glow in the dim room. A new email notification pops up. You open it without thinking much, and suddenly, your heart starts pounding. The subject line reads, "Important update regarding your position. Thank you for your dedication. However, we have implemented a new AI system, which means your role is no longer needed." The words blur together as you try to process what you're reading. It's like a punch to the gut. The company will transition to full automation effective January 1st, 2030. You knew automation was coming, but you never thought it would happen so soon, or that it would affect you so directly. You freeze. Your eyes are glued to the phone screen, but your brain feels like it just shut down. Thoughts race through your mind. What will you do now? How will you support your family? What about your mortgage, your bills? No, this must be a nightmare, but it's real. In just seconds, the job you've worked for years is gone. The security you once felt has evaporated, leaving you in a state of disbelief and fear. Not because you weren't good enough, not because the company went bankrupt, but because you have been replaced by technology. The realization hits hard. Your skills, your experience, everything you've built your career on has been deemed obsolete. Now the real question is, are you ready for this? Are you prepared for a world where technology can replace human effort in the blink of an eye? It's a future that's coming faster than we ever imagined. The time to adapt is now. You see, Raza's story is like so many others I've heard. It's a tale of ambition, hard work, and the pursuit of the so-called American dream. He was a data analyst, good at his job, worked hard his whole life. He spent countless hours in front of his computer analyzing data, making sense of numbers, and providing insights that helped his company grow. He did everything he was supposed to do. Get good grades, go to college, find a stable job. He followed the path laid out for him, the one that promised success and stability. He excelled in school, graduated with honors, and landed a job at a reputable firm. His parents were proud, his friends envious. He was living the dream. And for a while, it worked. He had a decent salary, even bought a house and a car. He was the epitome of success, a shining example of what hard work could achieve. He felt secure. And isn't that what we all want? That feeling of security, of knowing we're going to be okay? He could relax on his couch, spend time with his family, and not worry about the future. But here's the thing about security. It can be an illusion. It's a fragile construct, easily shattered by the unexpected. Because the world is changing, faster than ever before. The pace of life is accelerating, and with it, the nature of work and security. And what felt safe yesterday might disappear tomorrow. Raza started noticing it at work. The subtle shifts, the quiet changes that hinted at a larger transformation. Jobs that used to be done by a whole team were now being done by computers, by AI. The efficiency was undeniable, but it came at a cost. But you know, it's easy to dismiss those changes when they don't feel personal. When it's not your job on the line, it's easy to ignore the signs. It's easy to think, well, that's their department, or technology will never replace my job. We convince ourselves that we're safe, that we're different. But the truth is, none of us are immune to change. The advancements in technology, the shifts in the economy, they affect us all. No one is truly safe. Raza realized this too late. By the time he understood the magnitude of the changes, it was already too late. The job he had worked so hard for, the security he had built, it all started to crumble. And so, Raza's story is a cautionary tale, a reminder that in this ever-changing world, we must remain vigilant, adaptable, and always prepared for the unexpected. because the only true security lies in our ability to adapt and evolve. Can you imagine the feeling? The sinking sensation in your stomach, the cold sweat forming on your brow, to open an email and have your whole world turn upside down? The disbelief, the shock, the immediate rush of questions flooding your mind? That's what happened to Raza, a dedicated professional, always the first to arrive and the last to leave. He had built his career brick by brick, only to see it all come crashing down in an instant. One minute he had a career, the next minute he was staring at a computer screen wondering what to do next. The email was brief, almost cold, informing him that his position was no longer needed. He did what we all do. He started applying for jobs. He updated his resume, wrote countless cover letters, and sent out applications to every company he could think of. But every interview, every rejection, it was the same story. The polite but firm emails, the sympathetic but dismissive phone calls. "We've gone with AI," they'd say. "It's more efficient." The words stung, a constant reminder that he was being replaced by a machine. And you know, it's easy to get angry in that situation. The frustration builds up, the sense of injustice gnaws at you. To blame the technology, to blame the system, to feel like a victim of progress, left behind in a world that's moving too fast. Raza did. He felt lost, betrayed even. The sense of purpose he once had was replaced by a void, a gaping hole where his career used to be. The life he built, the promises he believed in, it all felt like it was crumbling around him. The weight of his responsibilities, the expectations of his family, it all seemed too much to bear. And the worst part? He didn't know how to stop it. The uncertainty of the future loomed over him like a dark cloud, casting a shadow on every aspect of his life. Have you ever felt like that? Like you're just barely holding on and the world is spinning too fast? That's where Raza found himself. He was out of work, his savings were dwindling, and the bills? Oh, the bills kept coming. He started blaming everything and everyone but himself. It's easy to do that, isn't it? To point fingers instead of looking inward. But one night, sitting alone in his apartment, something shifted for Raza. He looked out at the city lights, and it hit him. The world wasn't going to stop for him. Technology wasn't going to magically disappear. The only thing he could change was himself. Chapter 4. Rebuilding Life from Scratch. This is where Raza's story takes a turn. He could have stayed stuck, bitter and resentful, but he chose something different. He chose to adapt. He realized that the world needed new skills, skills that AI couldn't replicate. Think about it. Creativity, empathy, critical thinking, the very things that make us human. Those are the things that will always be valuable. Raza started learning everything he could about AI, about the digital world. He realized that instead of fearing technology, he could use it to his advantage. He could become the master of his own future. Chapter 5. The Transformation Toward a New Success. Now, this wasn't easy. It took time, dedication, a whole lot of late nights. But Raza, he was determined. He took online courses, he read everything he could get his hands on, and slowly but surely, he started to rebuild his life. He launched his own business, a technology business no less. He used AI as a tool, not an obstacle. And you know what? It worked. Within a year, he wasn't just surviving, he was thriving. He had created something new, something meaningful, and he had done it on his own terms. Chapter 6. Motivation for you watching this. So I ask you, are you ready for 2030? Because the world isn't slowing down. If anything, it's accelerating. Jobs will change, industries will transform, but that doesn't mean we have to be left behind. Like Raza, we have the power to adapt, to learn, to grow. The key is to embrace the change, not fear it. What skills are you passionate about? What can you learn today that will make you invaluable tomorrow? Don't wait for someone to tell you what to do. Create your own future. The world is full of opportunities for those who are brave enough to seize them. Outrow, what will your story be? You see, Raza's story isn't just about job loss and AI, it's about resilience, about the power we all have within us to overcome challenges and create a new path. It's about understanding that change, while scary, is also an invitation to learn, to grow, to become more than we ever thought possible. So I ask you again, what will your story be?